absolutely love her. She's making a name for herself, and here's why. Please welcome Miss Shappi Khorsandi!
So I'm Shappi, and I am a female Iranian stand-up comedian. The other comics backstage, they call me the box ticker. Because you grow into your name. Whatever name you're given, your personality fits into it. Like, have you ever met a Karen who isn't really outgoing and a bit crazy? Or a Fiona who isn't a complete bitch? Any Fionas in tonight? No, they're all out eating babies. I tell you what, if you ever want to have a real laugh, travel to America with an Iranian passport. If you haven't got one, I'll give you one of mine. I've got loads. I was checking in at Los Angeles airport, and at first they were lovely. They were like, oh my God, I love her accent. Oh my gosh, she's from Iran. Search the bitch. So, geez, you guys are so harsh here at immigration. I'm worried. You see, I'm worried they're going to bomb Iran. I rang up my granny who lives in Iran. I said, Granny, that's her name. They say they're going to bomb you next. How do you feel about that? I didn't just blurt that out, obviously. I prefaced it with other little bits of chit-chat. You know, how are the cousins? They're all dead. Let's move on. And she said, well, darling, depends on when they bomb us. I'm building an extension to my kitchen. If they bomb before, it might help. By the way, this isn't an Iranian accent. This is a genetic foreign accent I do, because I'm trying to get work on Radio 4 drama. I'm such a big fan of the Archers. I'm so overexcited. But I love the Radio 4 dramas, because Radio 4 tries to be very culturally inclusive. And they set their plays in exotic places, and on a Saturday you tune in and the announcer will go, now we go over to our Saturday play, The Milkmaid of Kabul. And wherever the play is set, the signature tune is always like this. Hey, 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 Fatima, fetching the goats. I digress. So, my granny said, depends on when they bomb us. I'm building extension to my kitchen. If they bomb before, it might help. If they bomb afterwards, I kill them. Possibly not the most powerful anti-war argument you've ever heard, but builders in Tehran are pricey, and there are no Polish people. Now, if you're wondering if that joke was politically correct, it's fine. I checked with my cleaner. I met this Indian old lady at a bus stop recently, and she thought I was Indian, you know, because of my face. And she started chatting to me in Hindi, and she was so sweet and friendly. I didn't have the heart to tell her that I don't speak Hindi, so I just pretended that I could and just nodded at everything she said. I don't know what I was agreeing to, but she went off and came back with her son for me. We were engaged for quite some time. And this Greek woman, I went into a bakery, a Greek woman ran it, and she thought I was Greek. She starts talking to me in Greek, and this time I learnt my lesson. I said, I don't speak the language. And she goes, it's not your fault, your mother should have taught you. I found myself thinking, yeah, man, I can't believe my mum never taught me Greek. Lazy cow. But we bonded, me and this lady, and as I left, she gave me a free bun. And she goes, darling, tell me, what is your name? And I was like, damn, think of a Greek name. It's Hercules. Because I am from the Middle East, people always assume that I'm religious. I'll be drinking a glass of wine, guaranteed someone will come up to me and go, what should you be drinking that? It's alcohol, you know. And I'll go, calm down, it's halal wine. The grape was cut in a humane way. See, I didn't have any religion growing up. For ages, I thought that Muslims and Jewish people don't eat pork because pigs are so cute. And I thought that rabbi was the plural for rabbit. It's not. I have a Jewish friend, and she freaked out one day because she had a piece of ham by accident. I did it. I was only 8. And she freaks out going, oh my God, my rabbi's going to kill me. And I was like, why, have you not cleaned the hutch? So, I went to this quite twee primary school, but I went to a big London comprehensive school for my teenage high school years. It was a sort of school that I couldn't get eye contact with the popular girls, the in crowd, because they'd be like, what are you looking at? What? I'm not being racist, but they were always the white girls. And they said they weren't my friend. They thought I was a posh snob. You're a posh snob. You're a snob. And I try and say to them, look, I'm not a posh snob. I'm no different to you, for goodness sake. I'm an outsider as well. My parents are first-generation immigrants. They can't read or write English, just like yours. So I didn't like my school, but I have a little sister who's 15 years younger than me, and she was one of those what girls. She still is. And she goes, Shappi, man, you don't know what it's like out on the streets. I'm like, well, it's a bit parky. She goes, shut up, man, because I got mates there that can take a bullet for me. Take a bullet for her. She works in an old people's home on Saturdays. They love her. I like that. You're impressed with that. Do you want to see the Iranian version of that? Look, watch this. If you said, that makes you a racist. She likes those singers that don't really sing, they talk. Do you know the ones I mean? I'm not really singing, I'm just talking, and I don't know why I'm talking in this accent, because I was privately educated, and you shouldn't have bought my sister. That was a bit disrespectful, but I possibly shouldn't have gone down on your dad. Al fresco. Someone asked me the other day if I speak Arabic, because Iranians aren't Arab, and a lot of people think that we are, but they're very, very different. Arabic sounds like this, yalla, mashallah, and Farsi, Persian, sounds like this, yalla, mashallah, completely different. But they're both very passionate languages, and that passion sometimes comes across as aggression. I've had to explain to my friends that when they hear me talking to my family going, what I'm actually saying is, oh my God, you look fabulous. Loving the necklace. Do you know, I never wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I actually wanted to be a doctor. My parents pushed me into this. They were like, only Western whores become doctors. But when I was a really little kid, I really wanted to be a horse. Because if you're a real horse, you can do a big poo in the street, and everyone just gathers around you going, isn't she magnificent? This is very showbiz. Do you know, my mum is very proud of what I do, and I took her to a showbiz party, and I was so excited because I introduced her to Lenny Henry. I pretended I knew him. I introduced her to Lenny Henry, and she was so excited, my mum. She was chatting to him, and he was going, ah! No, they were getting on really well until my mum called him Ainsley. See, that's just an example of accidental racism, isn't it? That can happen to any of us. Because racism's like chlamydia, isn't it? We've all had a dose, but we don't admit to it. So I try to be so politically correct. I was talking to this Chinese man recently. You see, I nearly said Chinaman. You can't say Chinaman, that sounds too colonial. I met a Chinaman, jolly good fellow, shot him in the eye. And I said, so what's your name? And he said, Comiton. And I did that very PC thing of I repeated his name and I added a Chinese accent to it to show that I cared very much about the correct pronunciation. I said, oh, I see, Comiton. And he went, no, call me Tom. I've been Shappi Khorsandi, you've been wonderful, thank you.
Wondrous! Well done. Shappi Khorsandi, ladies and gentlemen,